Hi everybody, Marianne Visser here with Journey to Your Best. So I've been doing a series. This is part 3 of my series on mom stages and the roles moms play in their child's lives. So yesterday we went through the first stage for the newborn to age 4, and that's the caregiver stage. And today we're going over the next stage, which is age 5 to 11, and I call this the top management stage. Now, I'm going to go through a little bit of what stage the child is at this point, so we kind of know how they're acting. So a child between ages of 5 and 11, they start off and they start playing a little bit more independently. So they're a little more independent. They don't need to be near you as often as somebody who or as the child, the toddler stage. They actually want to get a little bit farther away from you sometimes, and sometimes that's good. They can go and plan their activities a little bit more. So they would go outside and maybe be out there, maybe not at 5, but you might watch them a little bit, but they're stretching their independence more than they did when they were toddlers. So they show an interest more in joining teams, more of their choices, not our choices. They start having the ability to do chores, and they know what they should be doing. Now this is where the management stage comes in, and why we're their top manager. So we manage them, although we're trying to get them a little more independent to get to the next stage of teenage years. But we want them to do it, but we need to guide them and be there and watch them and kind of steer them in the right direction, because although they know what they should be doing, odds are 90% of the time, well, my kids at least, are not doing it. So we need to guide them, direct them, hopefully in a nice, calm manner. I know that's not always the case in my house, because it starts off all calm, and yeah, so we'll get into that in another video, in another series, maybe how to stay calm. But for now, we're going to say we're doing it calmly. So we guide them and we give them reminders on their morals, on their manners, and what they should and shouldn't be doing. So some of the reminders that we need to give them is, hey, brush your teeth. Although I'm expecting them to do it on their own, they do need reminders or question whether they've done it or not. Whether they're wearing clean clothes. Did they shower? At age 5, you're kind of helping them out, but you're kind of guiding them. By the end of the stage, they should be doing it on their own, but you kind of maybe have to stand outside the bathroom door, but you're guiding them a little bit more independent, but you're still around. Don't bug your siblings. That's a big one. Get away from each other, that kind of thing. They should know how to self-regulate that. They know what they should be doing, but odds are they're not. So I'm constantly, that's a common thing in my house, is like, just get away from each other. But anyway, be nice. So sometimes they know they should be nice, but you kind of just, you point out what they should have done, and yeah, just kind of pointing and directing, just like a manager would do in a place of business. You expect your workers to do what they're supposed to do. They know what they should be doing, but maybe you should be guiding them a little bit when they go away. Hopefully that doesn't happen too much, and you've learned how to go through this stage by the time you're working. But anyway, so some of the tips that I can give you, just from my own experiences, that has helped to kind of give my kids a little bit more independence, some responsibility. So one of the things that I expect from my children is to contribute into the house. So I don't expect them to have the free ride. They do have to do chores in my house. So one of the main chores that my kids have to do is dishes. Now I know some days it's a struggle, and it would be so much easier just to do it myself. We choose ourselves to not have a dishwasher in our house, because I believe the children should be learning how to contribute and to have chores in your house. So At the age of 8, my children, and I set a time for all my children so that they knew at this age. So what I did with the first, I'm doing with all 4 of them, so that the roles are, or their expectations, they know what they are. So at the age of 8, I expected my kids to start doing dishes. I figure that's an age where they can reach the sink, or at least, and they know what's expected. Now I might have to follow and watch and see what they're doing, and push and maybe stand there, or help out a little bit, but that's one of the expectations in my house. They can plan their own play dates. So if you up to this point, we're planning their play dates, we're actually kind of picking their friends and saying, hey, you want to play with this person. At the age of 5 and a little bit beyond, once they get into school, they could pick and choose who they want to hang out with. So as they get a little older, they can make the phone call to their friend and say, hey, do you want to hang out? My mom says she's available this time. So they're learning management. They have to find out when is good time for them to plan that play date. They have to find out who's available to drive them. Maybe if that friend's not working out, they have to figure out who else they're going to call, or how that's all going to work. So usually with my guidance, they're doing laundry. That's another chore that you can start off small by, hey, say sort the socks, or put your laundry in the basket, but that doesn't always happen in my house. But now I've gotten to the stage, because I've worked through it, but they're doing their own laundry, so there's natural consequences. You're not going to have clean clothes if you don't clean the laundry, and it also helps as they get to the same sizes that we're not mixing up their clothes. But again, it's teaching them to manage themselves, but with your guidance. So basically, in this stage, we're top management. We're reminding them, and we're keeping track of things for them. I know I have a schedule for everybody. Cozy.com. If you haven't gotten onto there, it's got a great planner that you can use, and it has a different color for every in your household, and everybody has access as long as you give them the password. So we use that. Actually, I use that in my house, and I have my 18-year-old has just started using it. So, but if they ever wanted to know what I was doing or what anybody else in the house is doing, they could hop on there and see what everybody's doing on there. So that's a good tip too. To Cozy.com, it's great.